Thank you, Francesca. One of the most popular websites in the world, the mothership, Newsmax.com. Let's get to Tim Collie for our daily peek at what's hot and trending across America, around the world. Tim, welcome into MidPoint once again, my friend. What do we got top of the website?
Hi, Ed. How are you doing? We're leading today with General Hayden. We had a very good interview with him this morning. As you know, the terrorists in Iraq continue to make headway. They've taken over more than half the country, and one of the key things that happened late last night, early today, is they basically control now the border between Iraq and Jordan, which is a huge, essential border for that country.
We're also now hearing a lot of different reports that, as we had thought, the terrorists are using, or the ISIS group, however you want to put them, is using a lot of the American-made Humvees, a lot of the equipment, a lot of the weaponry that has been left behind. So quite frankly, they are weaponizing as they move and as they head towards Baghdad every day.
Yeah, the estimate is they basically now control $2 billion. That's based on stuff they've looted from banks, equipment, as well as their international funding. I think one of the more tragic stories that apparently has come out today and seems to have been justified is they basically executed the judge that found Saddam Hussein guilty and sentenced him to death.
I think what is also interesting that we don't hear a lot about, but we're starting to hear now, is there has always been, or at least in some areas, there's been a way to try and connect ISIS and al-Qaeda together, but in essence, they could be considered mortal enemies right now, because even al-Qaeda, at least according to many of the reports that we're hearing, wants absolutely nothing to do with the ISIS group.
Yeah, several months ago, there was a very big break with them. Al-Hiri, the head of al-Qaeda, now that bin Laden is dead, basically denounced them and criticized them being too violent for what's been going on in Iraq.
Let's turn to another story here that we see. Darrell Issa, the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee chairman, he expects a long night this evening. 7 o'clock it begins. He is going to start questioning Internal Revenue Service Commissioner John Koskinen about all these lost emails. I'll tell you what, this might just be political theater at its best.
Yes, a primetime hearing. That's very rare. I'm sure it's going to be carried live on at least several of the news networks. And I got to tell you, it looks awful. I mean, I've heard left and right over the weekend. It's just nobody can defend what's been going on with these emails that I've seen.
Also, we have a little bit of discussion here as well. We have the AAA talking about the Iraqi civil war boosting U.S. gas prices. We've talked about that a little bit, and it's funny how you'll get some experts who will say, no, it will take some time, it won't happen right away. But then as we're seeing, there is in many ways an immediate jump, because as most of the public doesn't take into account here, the speculators are all over this, and already the prices are going up.
Yeah, right now it is speculation. Iraq, the government still controls the key oil wells. ISIS does have oil wells, but the ones that are in the south, nearest Baghdad, are the ones that export the oil to the international market. They're still, at this hour, in control of them.
All right, just go ahead and check out what's happening at Newsmax.com. Every day we'll let you know what's happening on the Mothership website right here. Tim, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ed.
All right, so check out Newsmax.com. You'll see all that news and a whole lot more. It is perhaps the two simplest words to use when doctors are asked by patients how to stay healthy. The patients will look, they'll say, what can you give me? What can I do? Eat healthy are the two words. Simple, right? Eat healthy. That's the focus of this Medical Minute from Dr. Chauncey Crandall.
Heart disease is the biggest killer disease in America, and this doesn't surprise me. We are addicted to starches, sugars, fatty meats, and salt. People who live in countries with little heart disease eat very differently. One way some people stay heart healthy is by following what is known as the caveman or Stonehenge diet, so named because of its similarity to the way our prehistoric ancestors ate. People who follow this type of diet live off local fruits and root vegetables and get their protein mostly from fish and wild game they shoot themselves. Now, since most of us don't hunt or fish for all our protein, here are some simple tips on how you can start to eat like a caveman, modern day style. First, fill up on fruits and vegetables. Eat them first and you'll be less hungry. Feast on fish, which is rich in nutrients but not in calories. Choose fatty fish like mackerel, herring, sardines, and salmon, which are rich in heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Get out and go for a walk. Remember, our ancestors were hunters and gatherers, so they didn't spend their time sitting in front of a TV or computer all day. If you live more like a caveman or a cave woman, your heart will love you for it. I'm Dr. Chauncey Crandall, and thank you for watching this Heart Health Minute. Remember, it's never too late to prevent or reverse heart disease. Right now, I invite you to discover your own risk for heart disease or even a heart attack by taking my quick, free online quiz at www.simplehearttest.com.